Nigeria's transportation sector remains crucial to the nation's economic growth and living standard of citizens. Removal of petroleum subsidy triggered increase in the price of petrol and subsequently drastic hike in inflation. This has clearly shown that cost of moving goods and services has significant impact on socio-economic development in Nigeria. Many have craved for alternative vehicles aside those using petrol to reduce the cost of living. This places huge burden on agencies like the National Automotive Design and Development Council to steer in mobility initiatives that are affordable, accessible, and environmental friendly, such as electric vehicles. On the spot this week, we speak to one of the heads in the automotive business in Nigeria. I am Joseph Otsem. Welcome to the program. Now, my guest is an administrator, accountant, and a pillar in automotive business in Nigeria. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting and a Master of Business Administration. He is a member of professional bodies with qualifications like Fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and a Certified Information System Auditor. His career triggered when he became the Senior Internal Auditor at Ibro Organization, from where he later joined Zenith Bank as an auditor, where he spent 12 years progressing and playing a pivotal role in enhancing the bank internal control and audit functions. In 2013, he joined the GIG Group as head of internal control and audit, and later group head of finance and account. He also served as the head of strategic and projects at Jet System Auto Industry, and also spearheaded strategic projects at the Jet Motor Company Electronic Vehicles, and later became the CEO of the organization. On the spot is the head National Automotive Design and Development Council, Joseph Osanipin. Nice to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me on the spot.
Okay. When you mention automotive design and development, this is one area many Nigerians will agree that we are not really gone that far. Although we have some vehicles that are, some companies, private vehicle companies are coming up with vehicles that we could be proud of. Now, when you look at that industry, what will we say now? This council, what can we say is the mandate of this council in developing that sector?
Thank you for the question. The mandate of NADDC, that's National Automotive Design and Development Council, we have the mandate to come up with program, with policy that will lead to the growth of the sector. We have the mandate to come up with program that can lead to the acquisition of technologies that will also be used, the technology that can grow the sector. So we also have the mandate to implement policy like NADDC that is already in place. All this one come together, come up with programs, policies, regulations that can lead to the growth of the industry. In such, we regulate the industry and we come up with policy that will attract investment to the sector, as well as lead to the growth of the sector, auto sector in Nigeria.
Talking about policies, if we have to talk about them now, what policies have you brought so far now that we can say since you came on board as heading that particular institute? What policies are on ground now that we can say this is what is going to drive this industry in Nigeria?
Okay, the major one is what we have Nigeria Auto Industry Policy. That is the plan. In that policy, we have a lot of innovations. For example, the policy stands on 7 pillars. One of them is market expansion. Then investment, to promote investment, and then develop the component parts. These are the policy, and with all this policy come the other actions that you have to take. For example, part of those actions are fiscal policies that you have to use to promote investment. And then part of the policy, you've heard the president saying the other time that we need to patronize Nigerian-made CNGs. And you see, the minister was on the news, the Minister for Finance, where he said that these CNG vehicles are manufacturers in Nigeria. These are part of deliberate actions by government to ensure that Nigerians patronize Nigerian-made vehicle, and then government patronize Nigerian-made vehicles. See, these are policy steps taken to ensure that we grow the industry. And then in component parts, we've taken some measures, we've made them, we've discussed with them. The minister was on here the other time to talk about the MOU that we put together between the component part manufacturer, the vehicle assembler, so that they can start looking at those ones we produce in Nigeria. How can we now integrate them, or look at those parts that are compatible? If they are not compatible, can we change the mode and produce the one that will be used in Nigeria? And then in time of scale acquisition, we've come up, for example, we come up with a lot of national occupational standard. The recently one that we came up with is that of CNG and electric vehicle. So these are standards that have curriculum on how to train and how to train people, train the technician or those that are in that sector on. For example, on CNG conversion, maintenance, storage, everything. So the curriculum states everything, how these people will be trained using our NOS. The same way with electric vehicle, on how to repair it, how to maintain it, how to change the battery, even dispose of the battery. We have another one that we are going to launch pretty soon. Part of the policy is what we call end of life. End of life is all about how to dispose the auto scrap, how to dispose old battery, how to dispose them in a way that will still generate fund for the owner. Currently, some people are bad on vehicle in mechanics workshop, some in police station, some by the roadside. So, but we are looking, apart from the hazard this is going to cause, but we are looking at, apart from taking it off the road and make the environment clean, the owner can still generate something, and then those scrap can still be used for recycle, for further production or for production of other products.
Okay. These are laudable ideas and so on. Let me take you back on the skills. You mentioned about development of skills. Putting things into practice. When you are talking about development, where are the institutions that people can gain these skills? Where are those industries that people are gaining? So apart from the policies themselves, what many Nigerians will be expecting that things are on ground. This is where this particular industry is where some of this initiative they are talking about, this is where they can go get the skills. We know that so that we can have a lot of persons there, because without the development of these skills, we can't develop this industry, except we are bringing expatriates from outside to come and do it. But definitely the work will be done in Nigeria. Okay.
So let's start with some higher institutions. Some of the higher institutions now have what we call mechatronic departments. The department that focus mainly on auto. So and we work with some of the higher institutions. For now, as at today, now we have 3 higher institutions where we have donated electric vehicle as well as a charging system powered by solar, and we want them to use those for reverse engineering, study, go through this process, and then it will aid their study. So, and we have other institutions that we have donated equipment to, as well as manual on how we help them in their studies. But apart from studying, reading the book, you can have practicals, equipments and things that you can use for training. And apart from that, we have some states, especially Osun states, has a very good mechatronic training center where people come from the east, from the west, from different parts of Nigeria to have hand-on training on mechatronics. So we have all this one in place concerning the training and acquisition of skill. And then we have what we call Sector Skill Council. Sector Skill Council for auto is domiciled in NADDC. So, and the council is made up of almost 16 other different interest groups. We have the vehicle assemblers, we have technicians, we have engineers, we have university lecturer, polytechnic lecturer, all different, about 16 that made up this council. This council developed the curriculum, and they also involve in training. So they involve in training, they involve in examining the facilitators, even the trainers, and then after this training, the certificate will be issued through MBTE. So all these processes are already in place. Apart from the one in university, there are one that we organize on our own, and there are some that we finance and train the artisan directly at the grassroots. So we do all this training there.
What about partnership with companies that are already involved in this? Whether if it's recycling of batteries, or whether making other plugs and so on, companies that are already involved in this, so that we will gain a lot of skills from them. How much of this are you doing?
That's for training.
Skills development.
Oh, yes. We have a lot of companies. Maybe I don't want to start mentioning them on here, but we have some companies that we partner. Even yesterday, one of them we are still discussing on how we can get some other, using their own facility, using the company's facility to do some training on conversion. That is conversion to CNG. That's a vehicle conversion. That is, you want to convert from the one using in PMS to CNG, and we are working with them. So we have the existing company that do that, and even we have some, like we have one in Akure, for example, that some students will normally come. They do like an internship there. They train them freely, and we have a lot of Nigerian companies that allow that kind of partnership, and we send people to them. Okay.
I read in a particular article where the council spoke about plans to establish solar-powered charging infrastructures, including the stations along highways. I want you to have clarification on that, because we have not really seen anything. We're talking about CNG vehicles.
Yes.
Where are they going to be powered?
Yes, we talk more now about CNG vehicles, because that's the low-hanging fruit that we are pursuing now, the CNG vehicle. But nevertheless, we have not dropped the ambition of investing or promoting EV vehicles, because they are part of new energy vehicles. So for what you mentioned, that's the plan. We currently have solar charging, as I mentioned, in 3 universities, which we want to use as a way of encouraging or boosting the interest of Nigerian or students in that kind of innovation. But nevertheless, we still have intention of investing, and we are talking to investors. Investors, as of today.
Just hold on to the investors yet. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll now speak more on the efforts we are making in terms of developing these alternative vehicles for Nigeria.
Thank you.
Okay, stay with us as we take this break. We'll be back soon.
NTA News 24 has the sole mandate of bringing news to you anywhere and everywhere.
We set standards based on current broadcast realities while consolidating on a wider reach to a variety of audiences.
We go beyond the screaming headlines to verify, interrogate, and accommodate all shades of opinion without prejudice to national interest.
Welcome back to On the Spot with Head National Automotive Design and Development Council, Joseph Osanipin. Okay, we were talking about the initiatives that are on collaborative investments and so on, the first part. Just move and talk about the collaborations that you were talking about.
Okay. We are talking about the charging stations. Yeah, it's, you know, it's the investors that we really do the invest more in those charging stations. We've discussed, as I'm talking to you now, a lot of people are coming to us that they want to start assembling of EV vehicles, EV tricycles. So in about 2 years ago, the interest was not like there, but today we have seen nearly every month you see some coming up. We have one coming up in Kaduna, coming out in Abuja, in Abuja and Lagos about EV. A lot of also in Uyo.
That's one thing a lot of Nigerians have been questioning when you talk about these CNG vehicles or when you're talking about electric vehicles. Nigerians will be asking, where are they? Where are they? We are not seeing them.
Yeah. When I say coming up, you know, before they move in the equipment, they start assembling them in Nigeria. Like the particular one now they are test running what they've done in Ikorodu. So as I said, I don't want to mention them now, but all this one are being done currently. Pretty soon you will start seeing them running. But as of today, some are running in Maduguri, and some are running. That's electric vehicle. The
tricycles or
no
buses?
No, cars. Okay. Yeah, they are running in Maduguri, and we have some that are being used regularly here in Lagos. We have one of the assembler in Wuse. So also we have all this, but we need what we really galvanize and kick up, boost the interest of Nigeria, and there is when the investment also go into providing the charging infrastructure. Because when people see the charging infrastructure, then it will make them realize that, look, if I invest in electric vehicle, I will be able I will have charging station to charge it. I was with somebody, I was amazed to see an electric vehicle in his house. I said, he has charging station in his home, and he was using it to charge the vehicle, and since then he's been using it for close to 2 years.
He has a charging
station, the small one. Yes, the small one.
Okay, so you can have your own charging station at home.
Yeah, you can have the small one that you can plug just the way you plug your charger, your phone charger. You can plug. It will take time. Those ones are not fast chargers. Okay. So because you have super fast, and you have those ones that are just that are AC chargers and DC chargers. So those ones that are AC chargers may take longer time because they are not super fast.
Okay. I want you to just elaborate more on this electric vehicle, because you headed Jet Motors, where they had a lot to do with electric vehicles too.
Yes.
When we talk about electric vehicles, Nigerians will be wondering, just as I said, where are they going to be constructed and so on. Where are they? We have companies that are producing right now in the country.
Yeah, we have companies that are assembling right now in the country. Assembling, yes. Okay. Assembling, because the battery is not yet produced, and the battery is not yet being produced in Nigeria, and the battery is it take a lot. When you look at the value of a CNG of electric vehicle, the battery alone accounted for between 40 to 50% of the value. So that means the battery is an important critical component of electric vehicle, and we are not producing that one yet in Nigeria. Then the motor, because an electric vehicle has no this ICE engine, all these engine parts, oil filter, all this, that one won't have. So it's something like a motor inside that the battery power, and then it make the whole vehicle run. So the major components are that battery, that motors, and then you have almost everything is ready. The other one is just the leg parts and the chassis, and you are there. So it means it's even easier for Nigerians when you have the technology, you know, have the technical know-how to pull them together, because you are only focusing more on the battery and the motor, then the connection, which Nigerians already know. We have a lot of Nigerians that are already doing wire harnesses, put them together and make it work. So that's one. We have them already running, because they are not in numbers because of one thing. If battery depend on the type of vehicle, they have distance they can cover. Some can cover 300 kilometers, some can cover 400, some can cover 200. So because of that, you won't see them moving from doing much of interstate, because we don't have the facility in some of the states. So that's why, to a certain extent, it's limited within the cities, intra-city. Those people that have it in Abuja, you see within Abuja. Those that have it in Port Harcourt or in Lagos, you see within that system. But as time goes on, when the investments are rolling in, especially into the charging infrastructure, we expect to see more patronage of electric vehicle.
Okay, talking about investment, a lot of people, I have heard some of these companies coming up. People always question, this is sometimes even some of the locally produced vehicles are even more expensive than the exported ones.
And not really so. Not really so. Let's take, for example, an utility vehicle like pickup. You take a local assembled vehicle, pickup, and take those ones that were fully built pickup from, and compare.
We say we don't want to mention names here, but if we are not mentioning names, but actually some of these vehicles, they are even more expensive than the imported vehicles.
As I said, they are not really, because when you are looking at new, compare new vehicle assembled in Nigeria and new vehicle you are bringing from abroad, Nigeria own are cheaper. Again, depend on the brand you want. So if you want to go to top, for example, you pick a particular, let's say pickup have different brand, different grade. So depend on the grade you are asking for, and some grade the difference between the other one may be as much as 4 million.
So talking about grade now.
Grade, yes. So depend on the grade. But if you pick a particular grade of Nigeria and particular grade of the imported one, the Nigeria one is still relatively okay. Okay,
we don't have much time, but I want you to touch on these policies that will support some of these organizations, so that maybe by the time they have some certain policies that are a little bit soft on them, maybe, I don't want to use maybe tax and so on, that will encourage them to produce and make the production easier for them. Maybe what is
already there are fiscal policies, like if you want to assemble, there's fiscal, you have rebates, duty, especially when you are bringing your equipment, you have that of equipment. You have when you are investing in CNG, for example. Now when you are investing in EV, for example, you have and when you are bringing in SKD or CKD, your duty are far different from what other people that are bringing in fully built pay. So we have all those policies that encourage them, and one of the other policies is the policy from the government that government only patronize, federal government only patronize those that have assembly plants in Nigeria. So that's one encouraging enough. And then with all this in place, Nigerians, we expect Nigerians to start patronizing Nigerian vehicles. Sometimes we underplay the what we have in Nigeria. We underplay what we have. Sometimes we think we don't have the capacity. Nigeria have capacity. We have a lot of companies that manufacture different kind of vehicles. Today now, if you look at Nigerian road, most of the trucks you see on Nigerian road are assembled in Nigeria.
People are concerned about the petrol. So these alternative vehicles are very important. Nigerians are looking up to it. What will be the time frame that you think Nigeria will really look up and say, okay, by now they're going to be easier for us in the next 2-3 years?
Yeah, I can't be specific with time frame, but I will tell you that a lot of investment is going to CNG, for example. CNG is a low-hanging fruit. You could see presidential CNG initiative, what they've been doing lately on how to increase the adoption of CNG vehicle, and that's a very good alternative to PMS CNG. Then we have EV, but now the low-hanging fruit that we can quickly move to is CNG. And I know with CNG, we are going to, if you use CNG vehicle, you will drop your PMS vehicle, PMS power vehicle.
That's right. Thank you very much. That's my namesake, Joseph Osanipin. He's the one heading National Automotive Design and Development Council, for being on the spot.
Thank you, Joseph.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
That is it on the spot for this week. We'll see you next time. I'm Joseph Otsen.